So these here are the Garmin TT05 collars, and I'm going to show you how to shorten the wire in here and make it like that one, because we all know that the little box on the top catches under fences, pulls, snaps the wire that's running in through here. So if we can shorten that up and put some slack in it, therefore it's less likely to break in. So here we go, I'll show you how to do it. Righto, so to shorten this up, you're going to need some very basic tools. Basically a small little screwdriver, and to start with we'll take the 4 screws out of the back of the little box. You want to have somewhere where you can put these little screws, because they're a nightmare to find if you drop them. Righto, so we've got the 4 little screws out of the back here. That should become 3. You can see the little wire in there that we're trying to protect. So now we can get the collar out. So we'll take the collar through. Righto, so pull the collar right through. Get it out of the way, just like so. We're going to remove the 4 screws in the back plate here, and we can remove that. That will let us take this out. So you've got 3 longer screws in the top there, and the one at the bottom there's a shorter one, just so you don't get confused. You should be able to flick that out. Now that's got your aerial and everything exposed, so now we will pull the aerial through the bit that holds the aerial. Cool. So now that's came off, just put that to the side, and now we have, there's a little screw just down under that. Mine's actually broken, so never mind. Pull it out. That's it. And we've got another screw here on the side. Unscrew that one. They're only tiny little screws. That now should be the plastic, or released, loose, whatever you want to call it. Right, now the wire we're trying to protect is this one that's under here, and it runs through here and goes down into the box in there. So now we need to cut that and expose it so we can make it slacker. So there's actually some really little holes going through the plastic here. Just put a little blade in those and slice upwards. Just be careful not to cut that cable, because that's the whole point of this, is to protect it, not damage it even more. So I'm only doing this to my collars because my collars are quite old and they're out of warranty, so I need to try and make them last as long as I can, because the next ones I get I'll have to pay for again. So this should help them last a little longer, because this seems to be the main fault. Righto, now you got to try expose it through this bit. It's probably the most difficult part, but just do it slowly and carefully. You should be able to pick it out of there slowly. There we have it. It's the cable we want. We've got the backing plate off. we've got the cable all fully exposed now. So from factory, that cable is very tight through there, and then it pulls on the inside or pulls in here and you get damage. So now we just want to basically put it all back together with maybe a loop in the cable so it's slack. Therefore, if it ever catches, it's never going to pull at either end. It will just hopefully have a bit of movement there. So now we've got the wire exposed, got this bit of plastic removed. We're going to cut it off so it's a bit shorter. So from the top here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes down, and then cut it through there. So that's how much we're shortening up this wire by. So we're taking quite a lot of slack into it, so should be good. Righto, so what you want to do is where you've split that open, just put the wire back into it where you can. And now we have a loop near the top, and it will be a lot slacker at the bottom there. So all we've got to do is put our collar strap back through the middle of that. Can be a bit fiddly. Get that through. Squeeze that on top. So now the 4 smaller screws that you pulled out of here, we want to put back in. There and there. With that, you can still move it. So we'll slide that down as far as we want to go. So we want to try have a bit of slack in here, because that cable used to get pulled out of there tight and up there. So leave a little loop, a little bit of slack, slide that down to where you want it, put it in there somewhere like that. And now we want to put the protective cover back over here. So because we've cut some of this plastic out, there used to be a plastic insert in there, I'm just going to put a couple of blobs of silicone in there. It will sort of fill the cavity, and there's a couple of holes there, and I just don't want water going right through into the insides. I don't know if the holes do go right through, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, so a couple of bits of silicone into it will save that issue. Silicone's nice and soft, so it will move, and if worst comes to worst, you can always pull it out. It's pretty easy to fucking move. So we'll get that back where you want it. Bring that back round. And we'll set that in on top. So we've got the 3 longer screws at the front, or on the aerial end of the collar. So screw those in. Bit of a blob of silicone again, just in on the end of that collar. That's just stopping any muck getting in under there, and the silicone there will hold the aerial, but silicone's got quite a bit of give to it, so it'll always have a bit of movement and be quite free. Next bit we want to put back on is the aerial cover, so that just clips around. That'll sort of help hold it all in place and where it needs to be. So bend and twist your aerial, get it in. Collar's on. There we go. So that there is now holding that all where it needs to be. So now we've shortened that up So that cable under there is now slack. Shortened it up by half basically. And now one thing we will do to stop because this here is no longer fixed to the box through that back strap, we'll put 2 zip ties through the hole just up above here. So now that stops any of this sliding up, moving around. But we have got a little bit of movement there, but it's not going to slide all the way and pull tight again. Just cut those little bits off. Yep, so now that's ready to be taped up from there to there. The electrical tape, and I'll just wrap all of that, basically like this one here I've got. Wrap it from there to the top, up to the collar a wee bit. Because we've moved the aerial holder down a wee bit, maybe even chuck a couple of zip ties around your aerial through the holes on the collar, just in a couple of places, like that one there, just to hold it. Righto. Cheers for that, guys. Hope it's a bit of help. Hopefully it might save a few collars. Cheers.